Lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the
Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. Yes, it is the day before Christmas Eve. It's the big day. Yeah, it's the big day. And tonight we're going to talk about a few things, and I'm going to say hello to everyone first of all. There will be a video going out tomorrow morning. It's a bit of a Christmas Eve special. It's maybe not what you're expecting, but then again, it's Christmas Eve, so you just have to wait and see. That will go at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, unless I decide to, I'll put that at 9 o'clock. I'm going to have the morning off. I'm going to try and see if I could lie in and sleep after 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't even think that's possible. Anyway, who's all in the chat this morning before we talk about Paul Tisdale? Yes, I want to talk about Paul Tisdale this evening, because after the weekend and the weekend's game, I think it's imperative that we talk about incoming transfers. And this is why Tisdale was brought into Celtic. This is why Paul Tisdale was brought into Celtic, to oversee the transfer department and bring in a better quality of player to Celtic. Anyway, Mr. Curran was first in the house this evening. And good evening, says Jim McClarty. Dave Morton's in the house. Dan Cassie's in the house. He's talking about Thursday already. Not even talking about Thursday yet. We've got Christmas Eve to get over, and then Christmas Day even think about. It's not even thinking about the football yet. Dave Morton says, hope you have a nice Christmas New Year, and all of the One Celtic Fans View family. Yes, and I hope that everyone out there has a fantastic time, and you get to see the people that you want to see at Christmas. And if you are spending it on your own, tune into the One Celtic Fans View on Boxing Day. That will cheer you up a bit. And if you're let's just have a nice Christmas. Put a lot of love out there. Mr. Quinn's in the house. Dan Cassie, Hazel67 in the house. Saying Merry Christmas. Tam Max in the house. They flew through them. I need to go way back up the comments, because the comments jump right to the front. Paul McCoon's in the house. Dan Cassie, Dave Morton. Let me just jump through this. I'm trying not to miss anything out. Square Sausage Mick is in the house. Mr. Quinn. A lot of conversations just going on. Try to jump through. Liam Miles is in the house. Army is in the house. Army. 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 Dave Morton. Ian Cullen's in the house. Rab Haney. Ooh, up the Ra, he says. Fantastic way to start the video. Get a bit of rebel songs on the go. Sean Short's in the house. Jim F is in the house also. Celtic Mad's in the house. And Black Sausage Squared. I always get that one mixed up on it. Black Sausage Square. You should just change it to Square Black Sausage. I don't know. Maybe no. No, maybe not. And Christopher is just in the house also. Anyway, Martin is in the house. He's just popped in. You missed my sausage brother. My sausage brother. Baz, going to give my wife Nicola a shout out. She's raging with me. Dave, what you done? What have you done that Nicola's raging? It just need to exist. It's a man's domain to have a woman that's raging. Did you forget the we're doing a poll? Yeah, let's do a poll, Liam. Liam, give me the question for the poll. I'll put it out there to use tonight. So Liam, give me the question for the poll. Did you forget to get her a Christmas card? If you forgot to get her a Christmas card, well, you deserve everything. I only bought mines today. Chilpilt is in the house. I'm waiting on Liam Miles getting back to us with the poll for this evening, because I'm going to put it out. But first, before the poll, I've took over her YouTube account. You've took over her YouTube account. That's even better. Yes. So The upcoming transfer window is going to be a significant one for Celtic. We're in the market for a left back, we're in the market for a winger. It's all to be said, we could be in the market for a striker, but there's going to be several players that will leave Celtic, namely a couple of defenders, a couple of wingers, and you messed us all up with the wee sausages, boys. Oh, Jesus. Jason Sausage, Celtic mad. I don't know. But anyway, Paul Tisdale was brought in at Celtic, and it was his job is the football doctor, as he knows. And there we go. Might be Roy's one. Would you take Katie over? Right, that's a good one. So this is the question from Liam for the poll tonight. Capitals. So there you go. There's the question from Liam for the poll tonight. Would you take KT over Greg Taylor? Greg Taylor. But anyway, let's get back to the important thing about Paul Tisdale. Paul Tisdale was brought into Celtic as a transfer guru, as someone who knows the football side of the business and also the business side of the business. And he's the go-between between Brendan Rodgers and the hierarchy at Celtic Park. I just wonder if Paul Tisdale was actually at the meeting with Dermot and co over in Dublin, and nobody got that information out of Brendan, and that's one question that I would have asked was Paul Tisdale at that meeting, and what is I Love Tomorrow, or is it Boxing Day? Boxing Day, Big Rab C. It's Boxing Day. Boxing Day we're going live. There is a special going out tomorrow morning. It's just something I threw together, to be honest. Not what you're expecting, but it'll give you a little bit of a laugh. This was all just recorded this evening, and some of you lot from the channel actually make it onto the tomorrow's video. So that's even more reason for you to watch it, because some of you make it onto the video. So yeah, just watch out for that one tomorrow morning. Chilpel says, KY and Greg, KY, what? Oh, jeez. Yeah, Chilpel, thank goodness you deleted that. Very surprised if Tisdale wasn't in Dublin, Big Dom says. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because Celtic do have a number of players that we need to ship out. There is a number of players, and we all know who the players were. We're not going to name them tonight. It's 2 days before Christmas. We're not want to talk down players, but there are players that aren't of the quality, and players that have been told by Brendan Rodgers that you're just not going to make it. You're just not going to make it. Kieran Tierney and Greg Taylor would be a perfect combo. Chilpel, we'll talk about that in a second, because I don't think that Greg Taylor will stick around if Kieran Tierney comes back. That was also spoke about on one of the phone-ins tonight, that I think Greg Taylor will jump ship because he's not going to play second fiddle. I want Greg Taylor and Tierney to stay. KT can be wrapped in cotton. I don't know. But anyway, what other positions? I mean, there's lots of positions that Celtic could get better at. I think in this window, I think it will come down to not maybe looking at potentials to improve the squad. If I was Brendan Rodgers, I would be looking at more experience. I know it kind of goes against the grain with everything, the Celtic model, but when we're going into the tail end of the season, we need players that have been there and done it. I think bringing in prospect type players, even at 5, 6, 7 million. I mean, we brought in players. I mean, there's big Mark Norowski. I mean, he was brought in the holy goalie, and people got in on that, saying that we need great polls at the club and everything. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of players that are surplus to requirement and just not good enough, not to the standard. We need to try and get a team full of James McLeans. Joking. That old chestnut. No, but we need a load of players that can make the team better, not just come into the squads and get us by. And I think the game at the weekend shown us that. Teams in Scotland now know that if you sit back against Celtic, if you sit back in a back five and a back six, Celtic will find their way through. What Dundee United did at the weekend is they narrowed the pitch completely. They made it even more difficult to play through the middle, which I thought was a bit. When you look at the tactical side of the game, it was a bit of tactical genius by the Dundee United manager. It was a bit of tactical genius when you look at it, because he allowed us as much space as we want down the wings. And knowing that you've only got the one striker in the middle of the park, when you've got 4 defenders all in the 18-yard box, it's kind of hard for Kyogo to get any kind of service. And then when you've got 4 midfield players sitting just on the edge of the box, it's kind of hard for your 3 midfield players to try and pass the ball about. So it was, if the wingers were going to be out on the wing not doing anything, which in turn they ended up doing. So there's lots of position, and I think it's the middle of the park that we really need a bit of oomph. We do need another winger. If Lewis Palmer's on his way to the door, so we will be in the market for a left-sided winger. It's going to come down to whether or not the management. I think it's going to come down to priority of positions in the next transfer window, and it's going to be about on what quality players that he can get in for the right positions. So it's going to be interesting to see. But ultimately, it is down to Paul Tisdale to get the upstairs guys moving faster. What we noticed in the summer transfer window was the lackadaisical approach by the people upstairs at Celtic and taking their time to get deals done. And I think that has been the problem. And Brendan Rodgers even said it himself when we ended up getting Adam Ida signed on the Monday. And you've got to remember that Adam Ida was signed on the Monday for 11 million, and he was only signed on the Monday because Kyogo went down injured with his shoulder on the Sunday, remember. We had the Sunday game, and then Brendan Rodgers came out and said, it's amazing how quick the deals can get done when you need them done, isn't it? He just said it was amazing how quick the deal got done. It's as if it came out the dark, that one. But no, I think that the upstairs guys need to act a lot quicker, and hopefully Brendan Rodgers is giving them the list of players that he wants in this window. And I would really hope that we can get some players in on the 1st of January just to make a bit of a statement before the game on the 2nd, because you know that they're going to come out with all sorts of nonsense. Anyway, Liam asked the question, would you take Kieran Tierney over Greg Taylor? 73% are saying yes, 26% are saying no. Interesting. Let's jump back into the chat, because there's a few bit of Celtic news kicking around. There's a bit of worry about Nico Kuhn. For Motherwell game on Thursday. I think that's other than it. Brendan Rodgers did say, he says, I don't know how long Nicholas will be out for. Hopefully it's not long term. He felt a problem on his knee and he felt a twinge on Saturday. We hope that it's not too long, but we'll find out more on Monday. Well, that'll be today, whether he'll be back on Thursday or not. He'd been running and moving okay. He felt a twinge as he passed the ball, so we need to wait and see. If Nico Kuhn is out for any length of time, we need to then go out and get 2 wingers. And I think, would that be a panic situation for Celtic? I think it would be. But anyway, we're not going to be. We can wait till Thursday in the team. I'm not even going to talk about that. We'll wait till see if Nico Kuhn is available for Boxing Day, and if he isn't, it's going to be a setback. But we'll deal with that after Christmas. Let's make this as happy as possible tonight. And talking about happy, and the fundraiser for Boxing Day, we are doing live on Boxing Day, as you should all know, because it is running along the bottom of the screen as we talk, and we're sitting on a fantastic amount of money. We're sitting on £1,266. Let me just get that up onto the screen. Just given. I'll get that up on the screen there. Yeah, we are sitting for the Boxing Day Live. We're sitting on £1,266, which is a fantastic amount of money for Celtic fans to be given at this time of year. The Celtic Foundation have just said they've got an unbelievable amount of money this year, where they're about to get another 1,266 on Boxing Day. Yes, they're about to get another 1,266, because can we add to that on Boxing Day? I certainly think they will, because there'll be a few folk with hangovers, and there'll be a few people on the channel that will just go, there's a £5 Baz, it's Boxing Day, it's Christmas, there we go. But that is a fantastic amount of money that we have raised. So a big round of applause. Big round of applause to everyone who has donated to the channel, to the Celtic Foundation, to the channel, via the channel. It's absolutely brilliant, and you will get that link, unless somebody's put it in the chat already. What's going on with OBS? Close that one down. Close the wrong one down. That would have been a nightmare. Cancel that. Let's go on this. No one's put it in, so I'll just get the link for it. I'm not expecting anybody to put it in tonight, because it's just a couple of days before Christmas. Let's talk about the square sausage. Baz, can get green ribbons on the League Cup. I've been looking for a picture of the green ribbons on the League Cup, and I'll get it done as soon as. Pay Greg Taylor and he'll stay, and he'll get loads of game time, says Chilpill. That seems to be the ongoing scenario, the situation. Chilpill, it's whether or not Celtic is ultimately are going to pay him enough, and it's looking like that, but it's typical Celtic. There is obviously a wage structure that we're trying to adhere to at the club, and do you know, is Greg Taylor the top left back that we can get? There's another question for you. Is there another left back out there other than Kieran Tierney, which by all accounts this deal's going to happen with Tierney, but we will need another left back. So is there another left back in the country that we can go and get? Is there another Scottish left back, a younger one, maybe coming through the Celtic youth team that we can promote? These are all questions that obviously will need asked of the manager in January. Stuart Ramsey says something could be dangerous. Daniel Hughes, I'm in the house. What's the goalie doing, Tam? No idea. What is the goalie doing? And where's Tam? Hank says, hopefully everything's good with Stephen Johnson. Is Stephen Johnson in the house? I've never seen Stephen tonight. Chilpill wants a winger. I think we need a winger. We need someone that can come on and I would say that we need two wingers, because the two wingers that we've got at Celtic just now, Chilpill, are not putting any pressure. When you look at the English teams, right, and you look at teams in Europe, if you look at the top teams, they all have two fantastic players for each position. We have two players for each position. Some of the players are just no good for those positions. And some players will want to move because they want more game time. There was a comment tonight saying that we're being caught out because of squad rotation, which I think is complete nonsense. I just think that it's the illnesses and everything that caught us at the weekend. I'm not worried about the result of the weekend. It was a one-off. It happens at this time of the season. And we move on, and I'm sure we'll win on Thursday back at Celtic Park, and then we'll just carry on until the 2nd of January, and then see what happens with that one. Poll should be, how many signings will we bring in? Square sausage, Mick, we don't know that. Brendan Rodgers can be sitting looking, and they'll have scenarios. They'll have scenarios on this lined up. The manager will say, I want 3 players for these 3 positions as the squad stands right now, right? And then there'll be different permutations whether players leave. Now, if a player leaves and we don't have enough cover for it, we need to bring someone in. So, do we allow players to go out on loan? Stephen Welsh, for instance. Do we allow him to go out on loan and at the same time sell Martin Obrowski? So you're then losing 2 players for that one position. That's not. It may be good for the players both getting away, but for the squad, it's not good for the squad, because then it puts a little bit of pressure onto the players that we've got there. And like we say, if Cameron Carter-Vickers was to get injured, if Trusty was to get injured, you're left with Liam Scales and someone else. So the depth of the squad could be trimmed a bit further. You've got to remember that we did trim the squad in the last transfer window. We got a lot of players out the club, but we brought a good few players in as well. It will all come down to who comes and goes. I think Brendan Rodgers, he will be sitting just now saying, I want 3 players in the next window before we lose anyone. And then if we lose anyone, we need to start thinking about, what do we do? Do we bring someone in on loan? Is there anyone good enough for the youth system that can step up? There's all these things that are going to be spoken about over the next week or so. Greg Taylor wants 25 to 30 grand a week, says Big Rab C. It makes sense to pay him that amount. It will cost at least double to get someone else in. There's no way that Celtic are paying 30 to 60 grand a week to bring a player in, Big Rab C. There's not a chance that Celtic will pay that to bring someone else in. If Greg Taylor wants 25 to 30 grand a week, would you give him it? It's like I said, the question should be, is there a better left back that we can get to play the position? Tell me that in the comments section. Palmer's pish, says Liam. Yes, he is that. Sell Palmer all day long. Yang is pish. Yes. Yang is one of the leftovers from Ange Postecoglou. That when you see, I'm just wondering if he did stay on as manager, I think that teams would have started to. I don't think that we've been as successful last season, and definitely not this season. And that's my honest opinion. I think if Ange had stayed, I don't think that we would have got better. I think that Ange and his type of football has been shown up in the English game, and the type of players that he brought in, we would have been on decline. Kyogo's on decline, or is it Rodgers' system? No, Kyogo's just not hitting the back of the net. It's nothing to do with his system. He's not getting the ball maybe enough. But when you look at the stats of Kyogo's shot to goal ratio, it's not that good. It's not that good at all. Kyogo's not hitting target enough. He's not even hitting the target. If Kyogo was hitting the target, I don't think that we would be complaining. But Kyogo's not hitting the target, and this is what's letting us down. He's not got his shooting boots on. That's nothing to do with the manager's system. That's the fact that there's something going on in his head. He's taking too long to think about it. He's not as reactive as what he used to be. Could be all sorts of things. Maybe trying not to get injured because he thinks he's going to get a transfer. Could be something as simple as that. Chilpo said, I said we need a quality winger. Yeah, I've seen that one. You said that, or I'm sure I put that one out. JT Boy 67, no loan if KT is coming back. It'll be as a Celtic player, not as a loan. By all accounts, it's looking as if we're going to get Kieran Tierney on a free transfer. It looks like we may get him on a free transfer, which I think is bonkers if we do. But it's Chilpel settle for anyone, and there's nothing less or the best for the festivity, says Hank. Square Sausage Mix says a left back and a winger. Chilpel says history can be changed. Christopher Cairn says hello Baz. It's Big Rab B says it was the wrong game for Kyogo yesterday. Ida would have given more fight up there. I think when Brendan Rodgers went to 2 at the back, I think there is then, when teams go, when they play as tight as what the Dundee United did, I think Brendan's downfall for the game on Sunday, what day is it? It's fucking Monday, isn't it? Yeah, the game yesterday. I think that Brendan should have changed to 2 up front quicker. Because I think 2 in the middle, and it could be a change of system. Brendan Rodgers did play 1 game with 2 up front in pre-season. Now, will he change to a 3-5-2? Will he stick with his 4-4-2? If he brings in Kieran Tierney, I think there's every chance that you may see him. He might not go for a 4-4-2. He might go for a 4-4-1-1, and that'll allow the wingers to get up further. So it's not really a 4 across the middle, but it allows your wingers to get further forward, so you've basically got 5 in attack. It could do that. There could be a lot of things that Brendan's thinking about that we don't know of. Christopher Kieran says, hello, Baz, mate. Even to you. Peter King says, I think we all know they're shite. Yeah. Celtic Mad says, we need to wave bye-bye to Taylor and Palma. Kieran Tierney is a winner. I'm taking him, says Chilpel. Kyogo hasn't been the same since he got injured. When? He's not been injured this season. That's the thing, big Rab C. Kyogo's not been injured this season. He went down and he held his shoulder at the beginning of the season, but he wasn't out for any length of time. He's not missed any game time this season. He's not been injured at all. The injury to his shoulder is obviously an old one. Now, is that what's holding him up? Is that in the back of his mind? I just think he's not got his shooting boots on. It's as simple as that. Strikers can go through their career and have absolutely prolific stats, like what Kyogo did his first couple of seasons. And then people blame the new manager and his tactics when we have it on record that Brendan didn't change anything about the system for the first 6 months of the season. He didn't change anything at all. Joe Hart came out publicly and said that. He says he was sitting waiting on Brendan stamping his own authority, and he didn't do that until January. And by the time that January comes, Keogh goes back to scoring goals again. So it was nothing to do with the way that Brendan has him playing. I just think that there's a lot more to it in the psyche of Kyogo. And Kyogo's come out and said that he wants to score more goals for Celtic, so he knows himself he's not doing enough in front of goal. I think Brendan Rodgers has something up his sleeve. I think so also. And Chilpa also went on to say, I'm really looking forward to see if Kenny has improved. I think that will be the big one. If the young boy Johnny Kenny has improved any at all, and he comes in and he gets a couple of... They'll know on the training pitch. They'll know on the training pitch straight away whether he's improved as a player. His physicality's improved. His height-wise, he looks as if he's grown up a bit. He's matured a bit as a person, and he's physically he's built out a bit more. Hopefully, that's maybe done enough for Brendan Rodgers to go, right, let's try him in a couple of games. Do you know? Let's drop Kyogo onto the bench and try and go for 2 up front. Maybe that's the big game plan, to try and get 2 of them up front. You never know. We're going to get better right back than Ralston to be a bench warmer instead of Alistair Johnson. Well, Big Rab C, I don't want to talk about like getting rid of players before Christmas. It's not a good thing to talk about getting players either losing their job or moving them on. Let's be a bit. Come on, bring Jota home. Not a chance. The missus wants him home, but she's... most women are, aren't they? Danny Cassis says he knows it. I wouldn't take... Would anyone take French Eddie back? No. Nah. I think that we got him... Some players like French Eddie can go through their career... There's not many players that go through their career and they'll hit the very heights of their career and maintain that. Good players obviously do it. The big good players do it, right? But there's players can go through a really good spell in their career and then they can go through a period where it just doesn't click for them. They don't get the right manager, they don't have the right teammates. It's a different team from the first time round, and it's a different bit of pace. Would he still have that pace? I don't think so. I think the managers will look... There's not a sell-on value to him as well. There's no sell-on value. So although we'll talk about bringing Kieran Tierney back, Kieran Tierney, if he comes back, he'll finish his career at Celtic. So with that being said, I think when you look at French Eddie, to bring him back, Willie, it's a no, because there's no resale value. And he's not the type of player that you're going to say is going to be a Celtic legend and see out his career at Celtic. Square Sausage Mick says he doesn't see us spending much in January. That's an interesting one. He hopes to be wrong. Parkhead Boy says, Baz, I hope you're good in the hood. Smokers Podcast made it real with you. Check it out. They made it real with me. They hit me up on Instagram. and I seen it on Instagram, and I messaged the guy, and it looks like I might be going on to a Detroit podcast. I never thought I'd be saying that. Smokers podcast coming out of Detroit. Oh, that's like a different lifetime of ambitions just coming together and some kind of weird reality with a Celtic channel. And Chilpel, I don't think that he'll play poker against Brendan. No, Jota's a tax XL, no due back to next summer. Can't come in January, says GT Boys. I love it how you all know the tax situation on someone that isn't a UK citizen. I do love it how you all think that he's not a UK citizen. He doesn't come under the same tax laws as you lot. So I don't know how you can all say that he can't come back. He's earned this tax-free amount. He's not a British citizen, do you know? So he could be out of the country for a year and earn tax-free income wherever he wants. I mean, I don't get that one at all. That's like me saying I couldn't go back and earn because the money I've earned in Spain. I just don't get it. Don't get it. But anyway, right, I'm going to finish off this poll that we did. We've got 150 votes. 150 votes. Bang on the 150. Bang it on the 150. And we managed to lose 2%. Anyway, yes, would you take Kieran Tierney over Greg Taylor? 75% of the poll said yes. 23% of the poll said no, and there was 150 people voted. Even though there's been over 850 people on the video so far. They all want to know your hip-hop influences. You listen to Growing Up. Oh, man. That'll take them down memory lane. Because I'm proper old school. I'm proper Ice-T and everything. Going way back. Jesus. Yeah, I need to go into that. I'm going to. The Misty said go to that. Baz joining the Detroit Spinners. Oh, jeez. It was Lanky's fault, Baz. He mentioned the tax. Was it Lanky's fault? Because I just don't get it. I don't get it. He's not a UK citizen. Britain has subjects, not citizens, Baz. Well, they're subjects. He's not a British subject. He doesn't hold a British passport, for instance, right? He doesn't hold. He's Portuguese. So this nonsense about him going to a tax haven, earning interest, he's out the UK. He's not a tax resident in the UK. He would have reverted, if anything, he would have reverted back to his Portuguese tax certificate. Anyway, Parkhead boy, exactly at our age, Baz. I think it'd be a great laugh. I think it'll be a great laugh as well. And I've not been on Instagram all day, so I'll message him. No way, you two any day. What are you talking about, Carly? Oh my God, I don't even know what you're going on about. Can't hack hip hop, but I'm old, says Stuart Ramsey. Look, hip hop, the way that we're talking about hip hop, it's more the original gangster rap for the late 80s. I don't have a Crown passport and I pay tax here. He's got an Irish passport. There you go. These Detroit brothers know as much about hip hop as we know as we do about Celtic. I bet they do. Right, get Jota back. If the Huns can avoid tax, so can Jota. Chill, Paul. I just don't know where the whole tax thing came from. I mean, I get it if he was born and bred Scottish and he's got a national insurance number and he's worked in Scotland all his days, right? He's worked offshore and he goes away to Saudi and gets a tax-free year payment. But if he comes back to the UK in that year, he's got to pay tax on it. But he's not a UK citizen. This is my point. He's not a UK citizen. But anyway, yeah. Merry Christmas to my fellow Tims and all the best for 2025, says Michelle Shaw. Anyway, I'm only staying on for half an hour and I'm well over that this evening. I just want to say a big, massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel over this year. It's been a fantastic year for me on YouTube. It's been an absolutely unbelievable turn of events, the way that the channel has went on. I've just noticed there's another. I'm not even going to talk about it. Oh, jeez. The cheek. But anyway, I'm going to give you some stats because it's at the end and showing you how well the channel has done this year up to now. Come last year, you remember last year I put up a post that we did 4,897,923 views last year, and that was up 102%. And I thought, wow, we had nearly 5 million views. 4,897,000 views last year in 2023, and it was always my ambition this year to beat that tally of views. And the great news is we've not only beat it, but we've smashed it. This year so far, we've still got 7-8 days to go, so there'll be around about another 80,000 views on top of it, maybe more than that, but maybe about another 100,000 views to go on to the top of this. But this year, we've done over 5,392,661 views, and there's been over 6,086 people have subscribed to the channel this year. Over 6,000 people have subscribed to the channel this year, which is absolutely fantastic. So it just shows you that, when you put in the hard work, we're going to do, the target is, I'm now setting, we're going to try and get 5.5 million views. I know it means nothing to you guys, but without you guys watching the videos all the time, without you lot sharing it, without people subscribing to the channel, without people commenting on every video, it wouldn't be possible for me to sit here and talk about Celtic every single day. So it's just a big, massive thank you to everyone who has watched the channel over the year. I won't be on a live tomorrow. I'm going to take the morning off. I've already recorded our Christmas Eve special. Yes, it's something that I threw together tonight, and it's off of a couple of lives tonight. Yes, it's from some live events that took place on YouTube today. And some of you may be in it. Yes, some of you may be in it, as there were some absolutely mental chat out there. But anyway, I just want to say, Ernest, thank you. Palestine suffering at the hands of the British colonial legacy. Yes, the Palestinians that a year past October caused me so much hassle on the channel, and I got so much hate for sticking up for Palestine a year past October. And it was a hard time in November last year. But we overcome it, and it's always good to always stand on the right side of history. And if you do anything in life, just make sure that you stand on the right side of history in whatever you do. That's all I ask. Thank you to everyone that has watched. Stuart Ramsey, Colin Devlin, Ernest, Glasgow Boy TV, Best Celtic Channel on YouTube. Wow, geez. Chilpil says, Baz, smarty pants. It's not, it's just hard work, Chilpil. And without the likes of you, Chilpil, this channel just wouldn't work as well as it would. Big shout out to Lorna Gallagher, Tam Mac, and all the other spanners that are out there. Without them, it frees me up with having to read every single comment and seeing if there's any nonsense on the channel. Lorna Gallagher's just put up the Just Giving page. I think the last thing there is to say, God bless the souls at the German Christmas market. I've never seen too much about that, Chilpil, so I don't watch news. I'll be honest, I don't watch the news channels I kind of stay off social media as much as I can these days, because it's better for this time of year. I just want to have happiness at this time of year. Anyway, Cody McGuire says, Merry Christmas from the Rangers. Merry Christmas from the Rangers. Cody McGuire, thank you to all the Rangers fans who have had their meltdowns over the year and helped the channel quite a bit. And it's all good and banter. It is all good and banter. And at the end of the day, YouTube is, and don't forget this, there's 204 people still on. What you have to remember is YouTube is an entertainment platform. It's not a news broadcast channel. It's not mainstream media. Although it's been hijacked by mainstream media and journalists alike to try and promote their content and to try and become relevant in this online world, I don't begrudge them it, but this is our domain. This is the YouTubers' domain. This is normal folk who get to talk about football. And do you know, it is an entertainment platform, and that's all this is it is entertainment. Whatever side of the fence you're from, do you know, it is all just entertainment. What time in the morning, Baz? And what time was St. Stephen's Day? I will put out the live. I'll do a video first thing Boxing Day morning, and I'll tell you what time the live will happen at. And the video that will go out tomorrow will go out at 9 o'clock in the morning, Celtic Park time. As also, Chilwell says, get the thumbs up. No happiness in Palestine, Baz. No, there's not. There's not. And may they all. Yeah, don't even get me started about that. But anyway, have an absolutely fantastic Christmas wherever you are and for whatever football team that you support. This time of year, you shouldn't really be worrying about football or the rivalries. Just worry about your closest and dearest to you. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Celtic fans until